Hi, South Africa. I'm Kateko Patricia Sambo from Limpopo. I'm the mother of Shamulo Nabela Sambo, who has been by ruined people here in Mossel Bay, Western Cape. They my son like a dog, saying that he's a foreigner, whereas my child is a Tsonga, a South African citizen of Limpopo at Guyana. I am very painful and hurt as I'm speaking now, because here I am right now. I'm not working. My child, now I should take the body home to Limpopo. I should bury my child on Saturday. Please, South Africa, help the fellow South Africa.
Ma'am, can you please address the 19-year-old Tsonga boy from Limpopo in Western Cape, Mossel Bay? I myself am a 19-year-old Tsonga. Am I supposed to start fearing for my life too? First of all, I'm just gonna send out my deepest condolences to the family for their loss. I think it's cruel and heartless what they're going through and what the community did. And I don't think any family, even if it was not a Tsonga boy, if it was just a foreign national even, it really is uncalled for that there's people that have to die because of this fight against immigration and the immigration that we're fighting as a country. But I also just want to respond to you, young man, who said you're 19 years old. And I just want to let you know that, when I started March and March, I think I've been consistent and I think I've been clear in the call that there must not be violence. I've been clear that South Africans are going to get rid of illegal immigrants. And that's why every single time we've marched to our government, we've handed memorandums to our government. And, there have been instances where there had been standoffs with foreign nationals themselves, but there has never been a life that was lost. And until now, with the many marches that we've had, we've never had an incident where someone was said to have lost a life. And that's because we simply don't operate that way. That's why even when March and March saw that there's incidents in Bloemfontein that were starting with young people and the burnings, etc., we did personally call them out, or I did personally call them out to say that we don't fight like that. I know I've been criticized a lot even for having peaceful marches because people are really angry out there. People are furious. And we try our best to always calm the situation to make sure that South Africans understand that we are going to win this. That's why we always emphasize that we will win. We don't want them to feel like this is a lost cause and that they have to resort to feeling disheartened or angry or give up or, resort to other things, because we will win. Even by following the law, we still will win. And I want to let you know, young man, that it's very sad to have to account when things go bad, but never account when things are going well. Because I think there was recently even a drug bust of about 1 billion rand where people were saying, March and March, you did this, and everyone came out in numbers to say, no, this is not March and March. What did they do? They didn't do anything, blah, blah, a lot of things, where people start getting jobs and others start getting rid of criminals in their areas, some of them taking back their tuck shops, and every time people are saying that's not March and March is doing. But now when something goes wrong, people are quick to say it's our doing.
South Africans across the country have expressed shock, anger, and heartbreak following the brutal unaliving of a 19-year-old Limpopo man who was allegedly attacked after being mistaken for a foreign national. The victim, identified as Nhlamulo, reportedly lost his life in the Western Cape over the weekend in what many are describing as a senseless act of violence fueled by mistaken identity. The incident has sparked widespread calls for justice, with thousands of South Africans taking it to social media to condemn the killing and demand the swift arrest of those responsible. According to the information shared by Nhlamulo's mother, Nhlamulo is a Tsonga-speaking South African from Limpopo. His death has ignited a national conversation about the dangers of profiling individuals based on appearance, language, or assumptions about their nationality. An emotional video shared by Nhlamulo's mother has further intensified public outrage. In the heartbreaking footage, the grieving mother can be seen crying as she recounts the circumstances surrounding her son's death. She alleges that her son was attacked simply because people believed he was not South African. Fighting back tears, she appealed to fellow South Africans for assistance in bringing her son's body home from the Western Cape to Limpopo so that he can be laid to rest with dignity among his family and community. The video has since circulated widely across social media platforms, drawing sympathy from the people across political, cultural, and racial lines. Many have described the mother's pain as unbearable and have called on authorities to ensure that justice is served. The incident has also reignited heated political debate surrounding illegal immigration. Marches that have taken place in various parts of South Africa in recent months. Supporters from the Economic Freedom Fighters, some of whom have publicly opposed campaigns targeting undocumented immigrants, have pointed fingers at March and March founder Jacinta Mangobese Zuma. Critics argue that the illegal immigration rhetoric may have contributed to an environment in which innocent people become targets. Some activists have gone as far as demanding that Mangobese Zuma be arrested, alleging that the movement's campaigning against illegal immigration may be indirectly encouraging hostility towards people perceived to be natural foreigners. However, others have cautioned against rushing to conclusions and assigning blame before police investigations are concluded. Several social media users and community activists have argued that the criminal elements may be exploiting the current political climate by disguising themselves as supporters of legitimate anti-illegal immigration campaigns. They say there is a possibility that individuals with criminal intentions are using the movement's name to commit acts of violence and create divisions within society. Amid mounting criticism, Mangobese Zuma broke her silence and publicly addressed the tragic death of Nhlamulo. In the video posted on her TikTok account, she expressed condolences to the bereaved family and condemned the killing in the strongest possible terms. She emphasized that the March and March movement has consistently advocated for peaceful demonstrations and lawful action against illegal immigration. According to Mangobese Zuma, the organization has never encouraged violence, vigilantism, or attacks on any individual, regardless of nationality. She further stated that since the movement's inception, participants have repeatedly been instructed not to loot, assault people, or engage in criminal behavior while participating in marches. Mangobese Zuma called on law enforcement agencies to expedite their investigations and ensure that those responsible for taking the life of the young man are brought before the courts. She said no family should have to endure such pain. She said while arguing supporters to remain peaceful and respect the rule of law. Meanwhile, supporters of March and March movement have rallied to its defense, insisting that the public should not be misled by misinformation circulating online. Many argue that there is currently no evidence linking the organization directly to the attack. They point out that despite numerous illegal immigration demonstrations held across the country, there have been no confirmed reports of foreign nationals being killed as a direct result of the marches. Some supporters acknowledged that incidents of looting and criminal opportunism did occur during certain demonstrations, particularly in Escort in KwaZulu-Natal and in parts of the Free State in Bloemfontein. However, they maintain that such actions were carried out by opportunists and criminal rather than genuine members of the movement. Other people have warned that the tragedy highlights the increasingly volatile nature of South Africa's immigration debate. They say that while concerns about illegal immigration remains a legitimate issue for many citizens, There is a growing need for responsible leadership and careful public discourse to prevent innocent people from becoming victims of violence. As the nation mourns Dlamulo's death, calls for justice continue to grow louder. Across social media, South Africans have united behind the hashtag demanding accountability and support for the victim's family. For many, the tragedy has become a painful reminder that regardless of political views or positions on immigration, innocent lives must never be lost because of assumptions, prejudice, or mob justice. Police investigations into the incident are ongoing, and the country now waits for the answers as a grieving family prepares to lay a young man to rest whose life was cut tragically short. People reacted on the X app under hashtag Justice for Ndlamulo, and one said, "We agree that there must be hashtag Justice for Ndlamulo Ndlela, and we also want to know what happened. We want a true story and not politically motivated narrative." Another one stated, "They killed this innocent boy because they thought he was a foreigner. Aibo, majority of these South Africans are cruel." Another one stated, "As a Tsonga from Malumela, my heart breaks for Dlamulo, 19 years old, killed just for being Tsonga in Mossel Bay. This is not justice, this is hate." Another one stated, "African brother and sisters, it is time to mobilize and defend ourselves. We know where and when these matters are meeting. Why are we not meeting them fire by fire? Justice for Ndlamulo." Another one stated, "He had dreams, but Jacinta and xenophobic thugs cut them short. I'm sure your mom is devastated. May you rest in peace, you boy." Another one stated, "As a Motswana lady, my Zulu is bad and I don't give a toss. At least I'm trying. Unlike those Zulus who don't even try our language, acting superior and stuff like that. Today an innocent boy was killed because he was mistaken for a foreigner. Hashtag justice for Ndlamulo Ndlela." Another one shared a screenshot of someone's account. The screenshot was written, hashtag Justice for Ndlamulo. The crime he committed is being a foreign in his own country. Just because he's a Tsonga from Limpopo, then they just killed him like a dog. May the Lord that I serve bring out the killer when I can ask him, what did my child die like a dog? My 19-year-old little brother was stabbed to death on the 31st of May during the xenophobic riots or protests in Western Cape, Mossel Bay. His fault was being Tsonga in a Xhosa community. We are deeply hurt as a family about this inhumane act. Justice must be served. The caption stated, "I hate liars. It becomes worse when it's a verified big account. What happened to Ndlamulo is wrong, but don't be telling lies about Eastern Cape. Hashtag Justice for Ndlamulo Ndlela." Another one stated, "Jacinta Zinhle Mangobese Zuma must solve the mess she started before it goes too far. She was able to fuel the fire. She should at least pour water into it and stop before it goes too far." Even the famous musician Makhadzi reacted on this matter and said, "My lovely South African, I would like to clarify that I am not a politician and I might not stated my mind in a good manner because of English. Sometimes is a problem to me, but I'm really sorry for those who were affected by my previous post. I made my previous post because I was worried about most of my videos we see online, that when you're speaking Venda, mostly they get to doubt that you are a South African citizen. And what transpired my post was the recent video that my Zulu brother was asking my Venda brother ID. For me, that was sensitive. You can imagine in your country someone asks your ID because you look certain way and your language is not familiar with others that they know. As we're all looking forward for the 30th, I was really worried about others who are working in Gauteng who doesn't know English, but they only know their language, which is Tshivenda. Because by the videos we see online, it shows that our brother from other tribes are not really familiar with our language. And when we speak mostly from the videos I have watched, it's like Venda is a foreign language, hence they end up asking ID. My stress is from those who are still ignorant to be exposed of how we speak as Venda people. How are we going to deal with this whole situation on the 30th. We must go around with IDs or what? Because already videos online, when they attack foreigners, there's always a vendor or Tonga person involved being asked to prove their identity. I'm so sorry once again to all my people who were offended. We learn every day. Next time, we'll keep quiet until I find a good way to approach any situation. Another one stated, a life was lost because assumptions were made. No family should have to bury a loved one because the crowd decided they know who belonged and who didn't. Justice must prevail, justice for Tamulo. Another one stated, as a Tsonga person myself, I know Tsonga and Venda people like to play the victim. Yo, we grew up being dark-skinned. So many of us are insecure. This young boy was involved in gangs in the Western Cape. And we know gangs in the Western Cape, especially places around Cape Town, Mossel Bay, as a lot of foreigners, Ghanaians, Nigerians, Congolese, Zimbabweans. You literally bump into them just by walking 5 minutes, and you want us to believe they specifically targeted a Tonga person. Please take us seriously. Manganyi. What's your take on this one, people? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more news.
I must say it is disheartening, but you think, how is this out? We've never been to Mossel Bay. We don't know the community of Mossel Bay. We've never interacted with them. We've never seen them or encouraged them in any way. We've had several marches. I mean, we've got members in different places, and our members are clear on what protocol to follow from the minute they apply for the march, to how they interact with the police, etc., etc. We've got a way of doing things. Even when we're going out and requesting for operations with the police, we write letters, we formalize everything.